make sure that doesn't happen. Only you have the power to move us forward. You know, I recognize that times have changed since I first spoke to this convention. Times have changed, and so have I. I'm no longer just a candidate. I'm the president. And that
is my living in vain? I said, is my living in vain? Are we wasting our time? I want to know, is my living in vain? I want to know, is my living in vain? Up the road, eternal gain, is my living in vain? Oh, up the road, eternal gain. The conversation has changed between us. The gap has grown so wide. We have no sense of family, culture, heritage, or national pride. Ships brought us inland from the continent so long ago, chained up, bound, and buried in that coffin called the hull. Different nations all tied together, speaking, crying, wailing in foreign tongues. Thrown to the sharks in the dead of night were those who did not arrive. The conversation has changed between us, even though the strong survive. Sold on the auction block by the pound, families torn apart, sent separate ways. Identity stolen as fathers and mothers cried, screaming, kicking, fighting for their unborn tribes. Toby, Kizzy, boy, girl, and Uncle Tom, names assigned to the property, human stock. The conversation has changed between us. We no longer respect each other or care enough. Chained in the physical, but spirit still free, through cotton fields, the dark of night capture, escaping through swamps and torrid rains, looking for their mirror images, their families they tried to reclaim. Jumping the broom with queens and kings, sneaking and teaching reading by candlelight, sending drum signals disguised as songs far, far across the plains. Late night meetings in the dark of night, holding on to faith, family, and community. Full of courage, all fought the fight. The conversation has changed between us. We no longer see ourselves, not our history, struggles, or passion. From where we've come to our current path is a swampy, murky well. No longer searching for families left behind, jumping the broom with queens, so passé it's a crime. No longer sold on auction blocks, but traded, yet the same. Women no longer queens or mothers of the earth, just carnage in the new dating game. The conversation has changed between us as future generations slowly die, like the notion of the wholesome American apple pie. Courtship and relationships, why worry about such things? Jumping into one bed after another does not mean proposing or buying a ring. Forefathers looking down upon us, dismayed by the lack of pride. The conversation has changed between us, our judgments so compromised. The shackles that once bound us may have been the last. family ties. The conversation has changed between us. The doors slammed so tight. We've traded in our inheritance and become the enemy of our own plight. We've traded in our inheritance and become the enemy of our own plight. Where are the kings to lead our queens? Where are the families to bring back self-esteem? What example will our children see? It's a devastating reality. The conversation has changed between us, and we are all to blame. Past mistakes, past regrets, we can't look back. Moving forward with a plan of mutual respect will begin to bridge the gap. The conversation has changed between us, but doesn't have to stay the same. Take a stand for our future and stop living in vain. Is my living in vain? My pain, your pain, our pain, all in vain. I'm asking you, is my living in vain? Your pain, our pain, all. 'Cause up the road is eternal gain. I said, is my living in vain? Oh, up the road, eternal gain. I'm asking you the question, is our living in vain? 'Cause up the road is eternal gain. It's eternal.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy of their promise, if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility, that belief that here in America there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it, then we must work like never before. And we must once again come together